Hey audio listener, welcome to the AV Epochs podcast, an Avenue Studios production. Check out our Patreon and locals community for exclusive content, access to our private Discord, and so much more. And don't forget to review our podcast to help spread the word. And now, let's dive into the adventure. Hey everybody, it's Dan. Welcome to AV Epochs and welcome to a special one-shot run by our very own 𝒔𝒑𝒆𝒂𝒔 with extra special guests joining us. It was a treat to play in this game and I hope you enjoy it. I will be breaking it up into several episodes here, so here is part 1 of The Secrets of Ambara. Hey everybody, welcome to AV Epochs. We have a very special one-shot we are recording today because, first and foremost, the Great Moustache is with us.
What?
Yeah!
What?
This is a very special opportunity to play with him. 𝒔𝒑𝒆𝒂𝒔. Those who watch BombSquad will know he plays Tiri, the mama, is going to be running the game for us. We have another special guest with us, Samuel. Sammy, my little brother, I stole from Zech.
Hello.
So
You also might know him from BombSquad in the legendary episode where Toeguard comes and plays a famous game with us.
Yep.
Toeguard! Yeah, there it is. Oh my heart.
Toeguard. We got a lot of good stuff here. So we are going to be playing a one-shot in Open Legend, and Zech's got pictures and stuff. Oh, help me, everybody. We're taking pictures and stuff, so check out our social media to see us being goofy.
As Dan says that, he pointedly looks each of us in the eye,
Yeah.
waiting for us to pick the phones up.
Everybody take a picture of Zech. They're doing it now. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I don't have much more to say, so I'm turning over to 𝒔𝒑𝒆𝒂𝒔.
All right.
As they take pictures. I completely distracted the party.
I want to pretend I'm taking pictures too.
There we go.
Oh, wait, no, I'm just setting a timer.
Ooh, yes.
All right, cool.
All right. Ready?
All right. The world around you is dark. There is a swaying motion, a rocking like you're on a train car. There is a low cha-junk, cha-junk, cha-junk that fades off until it is calm, silent. Your inertia comes to and you kind of jostle back and forth as though something were suddenly coming to a stop. And then 2 doors slide out of the way with a crackle of blue electric energy that radiates down these giant coils that line the street. You can see each other sort of stepping out into the street of a barren but once very, very active city. The city of Ambara is a steampunk fantasy city that sprawls over the landscape, crawls up over a mountainside, has a huge gully running through it with a waterfall pouring off. In the distance, you can barely hear it roaring and powering some ancient turbines. Above you, there is a whirl and a flop, flop, flop of a wind harnester that's powering probably nothing now, storing away in some battery or some coil or capacitor. The street is lined with wreck and ruin. Some old broken down wheeled vehicle with nice blue underglow is just flickering in and out as though something refuses to die like the rest of the city. Something like rust dusts over the cityscape lightly, and you can see it's falling from the sky, a thin amber snow-like substance that swirls a little bit around the conduits on the power lines and dissipates as it comes by any of the heated elements that still crackle a little bit here and there. You can see that just behind you is a large wall that has towers peeking out intermittently and a beautiful filigree gate that leads out of the city. Up ahead, the city crawls out in 3 distinct layers. The lowest layer of the city, which you can almost kind of see peeking down through some dilapidated holes in the road, you're clearly above this layer, is stonework and mossy. Some steam or black soot puffs out of it from occasion. And whatever was down there is the bygone products of some forgotten built-over day that no one here at some point ever wanted to see again. The city is built on a steam-powered level of glass and amber-colored glasses and copper and brass piping. Channeling power seems to be the predominant use of all of this metalwork. What it was powering and what it could someday power again if it was harnessed is just left up to the imagination. But built on top of the pistons, gears, and now meaningless devices that line the streets and the shop fronts are these beautiful pillars and stone archways of glass, filigreed and beautiful, rising up into the sky, showing a well built out Victorian aesthetic that was designed to grow up over these baseline harnessing powered elements that line the streets. Clearly, if you had really made it in this town, you wouldn't have to walk down these base streets. The bridges, the lines that string across between the different buildings must have ferried carts at some point, or perhaps even some dirigibles, as in the distance, one of these giant glassy towers has this deflated bulk of a dirigible just slunk over it. Its gold filigreed cart now swinging in the breeze alongside the lofty heights of a beautiful stone and glass tower. In the distance, there is a rainbow-like arch of a gear that ticks back and forth, and engraved on it is a giant filigree sun and a moon, and they must have at one point shown people what the time of day was in their own elaborate, beautiful way. Half the gear now below the bottom of this baseline of the city. So, you see each other, you know each other, you've been here before, but maybe it was some time ago. The whole city is here to explore. You can practically see all the people that would have been here in your thoughts and dreams and imagination, but it's just you four now.
Why are we here again?
Who has prescience? Go ahead and roll prescience.
First roll.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That is a 17.
It's a 29.
Boomity boom.
So, Wall-ter has this vague sense that he felt like he was just absolutely crumbling away. Stepping into the city is a fresh start. You're ready to step forward. Perhaps that innate desire to defend has led you in here, but it's quiescent here. Everything is already wrecked. Everything is already ruined. There's not much to protect.
I must protect my city.
Whereas Derek has a slightly different set of recollections. You know that you have been sent here. You have been sent here to collect powerful energy sources that have been long forgotten. And everyone has this vague idea. This is a treasure trove of a city. It's abandoned. It's empty. It's dead in every sense of the word. But that doesn't mean it's useless. Derek definitely senses that this is the place to be to acquire great and powerful artifacts.
Do I get like a sense of any direction to head initially, or?
Whatever suits your fancy. Dream big.
So Derek kind of saunters out of is it like a train that we were coming on, basically?
There is no train behind you. There are the gates of the city.
Okay. So yeah, Derek kind of saunters in. He's got a meticulously made and crafted scimitar that's at his hip, but it's like literally it's just floating there. It doesn't have a sheath, and it's floating in the air next to him as he walks, right? And so he's got kind of a long trench coat on that's made of leather. He's lean, not overly muscular, but you can tell he's got some ability to move around and stuff. And he just kind of starts to he look around, and he remembers, and he looks down at his gnome friend and says, "Well, we gotta see if we can find any of these power sources and see what you can do with them."
Well, doggy, there's gotta be a lot of them out there.
Well, I say, let's just follow Lucky. He knows where to go. Come here, little guy. I'm gonna rub his head a little bit. Gotta get that luck moving. Just gotta get it coursing through. All right, Derek, pick him up. Point him in the right direction.
Don't pick me up. I'm perfectly fine. I take my duster out of your hand and put it on my shiny bald head. My little gnome ears tucked out of it.
I do love that shiny bald head. Where are we going, Lucky?
Oh, man.
We don't choose. We're going to let Derek choose. Remember what happened last time when we let Derek choose?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was
Derek
exciting,
takes a
wasn't
big
it?
breath. His image like flickers for a second, and as it does, his body kind of flickers like weirdly, and at the same time, a large bovine, minotaur-looking creature suddenly is called forth from another dimension and pulled here, and you see this like 8-foot tall, rippling muscles, which you've definitely seen before because he's thrown you around. That's what he summons this hero from another world as it appears. It says, "I am Ogmelf," and he looks around for like waiting to be commanded. And
Eddy just
Quick
looks up,
run behind Wall-ter.
and Eddy looks
Let
up.
him touch me.
He takes a picture of it with his wrist.
I'm not getting thrown around again. No. And don't touch Nuki neither, which is a mechanical warthog that pulls a little cart for me. Yeah, you call Nuki. He's powered by nuclear radiation and kind of boiling water, and then, you know how it is.
But you will recall that didn't go well last time that you chose, so.
Right. Well, if we're looking for power sources, I'll be looking for some of them crystals there. Some of the Vanami crystals, maybe, or something like that. They got to be using those around here.
The city uses lots of crystals of many different colors. Amber is the most popular one. It's about the same shade as the dust that settles in the city itself, but there's little crystals like that powering each of the little lamps. So if you wanted to collect them, you just scavenge them off of any of the old Ambara light systems.
There's a whole lot of things to pick up here, boys.
But we gotta start somewhere. Let's just keep moving then.
Let's do some water divining. And
What?
Ogmel comes over and tries to grab you.
No. I'm behind Wall-ter.
So I want to do basically precognition. Determine the best way. My question is basically, what's the best way to head? And the way that I'm going to do that is by having the bull toss him in the air and see which way he lands pointing.
The direction the gnome lands pointing is the way to go.
Yes.
Because he's Lucky Luke, so all right, go ahead.
Since the bull is assisting me, do I get advantage?
Why not? Go ahead.
I should probably roll more of these. All right. Okay, not a great roll. Since it was a 2 on the D20.
He lands backwards towards the gate where we just came from.
It's a total of 13, which I think does get the first thing of precognition. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, within the next 5 minutes. So yeah, if we head that way, is it favorable or unfavorable? So
It is favorable.
and
It is favorable toward the more urban district.
okay. Do you want the bull to like roll anything to throw him, or can he just do it? He's got a might of 6.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, go ahead.
Wall-ter, you might want to catch him this time.
So that's 18.
Okay. Yeah, so it is favorable to head towards the urban district, towards the more wealthy, or rather formerly wealthy and posh. And you get a sense that there might be something that is very tanky and strong there.
So as you get thrown and land, I like walk over and I look at you on the ground. I'm like, yes, I think if we head this direction, it'll be favorable. Though I'm sensing, I feel an awareness that there's something large, tank-like in that direction.
You're messing up his senses. Wait, do it again. No, okay, let's just go. Okay,
I can throw him again.
Let's just go. Do we know what's over there? What's over there? It
Let
looks
me pull up
It looks like a pretty place. Think we'll find some nice stuff there. Let's do it. Here you go, Lou. Let's go. Up you go.
Well, at least I smell something good over there. Or maybe that's Nuki. Still gotta fix that leak.
At least it smells good. Well, you know.
So, heading deeper into the city, you pass through the more coppery, more piped, more geared sections, following roads that are ever more neatly tiled, following what must at one point have been sweeter winds. As the wider streets start to open up and become more encased with glass, the peaks of the towers that were this Victorian glassy sheen now extend all the way down to the street front. But so do the bars and the metalworks to gate off many of these communities. You have to pass through different archways, different gated and guard-housed like lock-ins to these districts. For the most part, these are broken down. For the most part, they're accessible, but there are a few that seem that they are well guarded. There is one in particular that is a large semi-cylindrical building that has thick stone walls in it all the way down, and barred and shut up enormous doors that are some 30 feet tall and 40 feet wide, almost like some kind of a barn to encage a beast.
You getting that tanky feeling from that door over there?
Looks interesting.
That's pretty big.
Well, why not? Well, we're here, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many choices, but power sources, huh? All right. Yep.
Anyone know what we'd need to be able to unlock that?
And what kind of systems do they got going on over there?
Ogmelf can go knock on it. And you guys would know that, like, his summons, he'll usually use them as, you know, they can be fodder, basically, right? So, because he can just summon them forth again.
It's a really good thing they don't got good memory, huh? Oh, boy. Yeah, sure, why not?
I think Wall-ter will go up to the broken down fences and use transmutation to repair them.
Okay. So the stone begins to build itself back up from the ground. The metal bars that gated this off straighten up and clean up. And I guess the last thing that just works itself right back into place is the locking mechanism itself.
What you doing over there, big guy?
Well, we could just start over. We could just leave and come back in. You could not do that. But, all right. Maybe we can...
He's doing this cracking thing again.
I'm cracking everything because we gotta go break this down now.
It's not good for you. You shouldn't be doing that.
I've been always doing that. You can't hear it? No,
I'm just telling you.
You just can't pick a bad lock.
I mean, he does have a good
You
point.
made it. Is it bad because you made it?
You can't pick a bad lock. You can't pick a good lock either. If it's not a lock, it was broken and now it's fixed.
Well, now we're in a conundrum here.
Can I just stick my little triangle blade in there and just rip it open?
You say the name, I give it. I give it a name. You say that.
I know you gave it a name.
I mean, you have-
It's a funny name. It's all right, fine. It says "Open says me dagger."
Right on the nose. Right there. Right on the end of my big barber's
Yeah,
nose.
it fits into the locks on these gates.
So his little triangle blade fits into the lock, and then I squeeze a trigger, and it just springs open and essentially just splits it. So rips the lock right open.
Now it's I always forget the name. You're gonna have him go knock on the door then?
We'll just be able to go through the door, actually. You know, I wouldn't imagine anybody's here. Let's just put them through.
Yeah, I'll just send Ogmelf.
You named him.
He's got his own name from wherever place he came from. I just
Oogly Boogly got in there.
I am Ogmelf. And he goes over and pushes.
We all okay.
Okay.
So, do your duty.
That's all he ever said.
So he goes over and pushes. It's a sliding door.
Yeah.
So with some redirection in there, he can start to pry open a hole in it. Some dust and grout falls down from the tile work up above, and the seam opens up, so you can see that there is an old glass ceiling that beams down in this place. Ahead of you is some large cylinder that is covered with pipings and rods. And down at the base of it, you can see the semicircle of a massive metal wheel.
Is it a semicircle because we can only see like the top half of it?
You can only see the top half of it because it is the top half of this enormous boiler for an enormous train.
That's a nice looking set of pipes over there.
And the people, though, to scale for the image for our players there, they're no longer there. Although you can still see that there are luggage pieces and suitcase that are lined and strewn about. There's some amber dust covered tickets that are lying about in on the on-ramps to it. There are these massive ladders that people would go up that you like the modern day airport ramps that you could walk up to reach the onboarding platforms for it. There are giant crystal chandeliers that every once in a while, as they swing around, will catch some light and send it dazzling through, or maybe they just emanate that themselves.
Look, what I
An
see.
old clock sits there hanging up above the top of one of the boiler plates. There is no steam that is coming out of it, but every once in a while, a puff of black smoke will eep out from one of the lower parts of the engine. The lights are dim, but they are not off.
Ooh.
Well, that's very promising.
And you can see that the track then extends out over a trestle bridge that takes it through this part of the city, so that you can't access it from the common streets. It is literally a bridge over the lower levels of the city, and there's no on-ramping to the left and to the right.
Is that the power we're looking for? And Wall-ter will point up at the chandelier.
Oh no, perhaps. How high would you say that is?
50 feet.
50 feet. Probably a little bit too wide to throw.
I could summon that ancient hero that's got wings.
Well, I mean, also, sure. I also got my little. He's gonna grab onto his boots. He's got like these cowboy boots, but instead of spurs, they got like little gears and stuff.
Ooh, Oakmouth can give you a head start.
No. I want to enjoy this. I'm going in.
All right. I'm gonna go look through that luggage right there. That looks like pretty luggage. Excuse me.
Okay.
You
So,
have fun.
Are you getting ready to like jump up?
I'm gonna, actually just walk up to it and start. I've got climbing as a feat, so.
so you can start climbing. You can actually start climbing up the train itself. That gets you 30 feet there. So
Beautiful.
and then like a little bit of 20, maybe if you got up on top of one of the smokestacks themselves, it'd only be maybe 10 feet above your head.
Oh yeah. I want to get a good look at this thing. I don't know how I'm gonna fit this in Nuki. It's a little big.
You don't look at it. You throw it down. You just start chucking them at him. And this one, big guy, he'll catch them.
Okay. So you're gonna pick through luggage.
Yep.
Ed is gonna pick through luggage. Luke's going to be inspecting the chandelier. What are the other two?
I can hold my tower shield up above my head to catch whatever Lucky throws down.
Okay. Yeah, you could hold it like basket style.
I was just gonna turn into a tower for him to climb up, but he was too quick for me.
You still could. You'd be up there eye to eye with him.
That'd be pretty funny.
I'll yell up at Luke and be like, "How can you fail with me inspiring you?" And I want to bolster him for his action.
Okay. So then,
only
make your
advantage one.
roll, whatever feels appropriate to try and investigate, harness what you want to do with the materials, and then we're gonna go over to Edis. If you want to make a roll for something in particular that you would find challenging, if you're trying to I want to look at all of them, or I want to find the most precious thing, or whatever. Otherwise, I can tell you what's in them.
I would like to find something, if it's whether I'm
Of course.
finding that would add essentially an element to maybe some of my specialty darts. I'm looking for some little knickknacks or something like that I could create, maybe a special mineral, a special crystal that I'd be able to turn into a specialty dart for my wrist launcher. Or just a cool necklace.
I mean, I can make anything out of anything. You got this guy over here, big Wall-ter. He make it change.
Well, I know you can, but this stuff is already made. You don't have to make it. It's already there. You see it? It's right there.
All right. Go ahead and roll whatever stat you're using to investigate through.
Just perception, I think.
Sure.
There we go. That's not bad. I got a 23.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I'm very perceptive, you know.
Yeah.
Not as perceptive as my mouse here, Squickums. Don't mind Squickums, but he's more perceptive than you, I wonder.
Well, you would be with a name like Squickums. I try not to draw that much attention to myself.
So in one of the the suitcases, you can see it as a gentleman's case. It has a fancy revolver in it. There's a flattened top hat not too far away, and there's a vest and a cummerbund. But there is also inside of it a little tucked away pouch inside of the vest. Has a snuff box that has a very, very exotic and pungent scent to it.
All right. Curious. Pungent. Yo, Lucky! How you doing up there?
My boots keep me attached to the steam thing, so I'm like
Yep.
parallel with the ground. Good, very good.
Doing all right. I found this smelly stuff. Maybe have you take a look at it later. Can you do that?
I suppose. Yeah, I can look at it. Give me a second. It's not your stuff again. You're just playing that trick on me like you did last time.
Nope. Oh, that's a good idea, though. I should probably do that this time. I'll get Squickums to join me. He was a good.
Squickums only marches around the perimeter he's been placed on.
Well, I don't know if that perimeter is you. That'd be kind of funny. All right, moving on. Here we go. What does it smell like? It smells very pungent.
Yep, it's pungent, but there's also some exotic spicing to it.
Ooh.
It might help to loosen the walls of your mind if you wanted to have a little bit more of a lucid experience.
Oh dear. We'll just tuck that away. Save that for a good time. We'll save that for later. That's all I'm saying.
So as you so what are you rolling?
I was doing learning first.
Learning, okay.
Because I wanted to know what I'm about to mess with, if
Sure.
possible. And I exploded on both my die.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good. 49 total.
Okay.
Dear
So
It was, yeah.
He
so
must
you
have
can
some of the
see that
snuff.
before energy came down into this chandelier, it had to go through several energy dissipating coils. Whatever came in just came in full bore, and whoever put this chandelier up there said we have to tone down this power source incredibly much so that we don't just completely blow every single crystal.
Gnome didn't make this.
Of it. Gnome didn't make this. They wouldn't care.
No.
The crystals need a very refined or prescribed level of energy in order to charge up and then glow, but they'll sustain for ages. But the power source that is coming down to it is the full raw power that just gets plugged right into this station. You can follow that those cords up through different pipings and tubings that lead up along the top of it. And it's kind of meant to be hidden behind or alongside the filigree piece that runs down the lengthwise of this whole building. But tucked in along the side of it are these huge coils. Some of them come down to these lights. Some of them run down to the sides to little office buildings that you can see where people would check out stuff, lounges. And then at the back of the train where the coal car would normally be right behind the engine, there are two coils that come down with these large metallic spheres. And then integrated into this piece, this car right behind the engine, are the inverse of those metal spheres. And looks like the raw power would have come down and actually charged up the engine in the back here, and then channeled that energy into the boiler. So you're getting a bit of how the engine, the locomotive would have worked too, but that's because you're looking at it, you're seeing the power, you're following where that goes and where it comes from. Looking up through the glass, you can see that some of it was actually coming in from the main Tesla ring, where the old walls that used to separate the districts of the city got replaced as they marched outward with the growth of the city. One of the main cables, one of the main energy lines comes funneling right into this building.
Ooh. All right then, that's nice.
What do you see, Lucky? What is up there?
Oh, whatever they got powering this, one of the main lines comes right into this place. Ooh, doggy.
So we're not in the right spot, is what you're telling me. We gotta keep moving.
We're at the start. We got to follow. It comes right. You can see one of the main lines coming right up through there. But a lot of it, I'm gonna take some of this crystal because it can harness. It can hold energy, harness it. It's gonna be very useful. And it's got some.
So as he's saying that, I want to become really aware of my surroundings using my awaremancy, and I want to activate True Sight.
Okay.
So I can see if there's anything that like reveals itself.
No roll associated with it?
Well, I mean, if I want to, it's a boon, so.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. We can scale with that.
14 on the D20. Wait, is that? Yep, that's a 14. 15, 22. So that would be power level 6. Which lets me see, I think, even invisible things and extraordinary sight and stuff.
Okay. One of the things that jumps out is the So is this going to be? This is more like specifically things that are hidden, or is it just like detail?
So True Sight kind of just lets
flipping
you. I mean, depends on how it works in different. But basically, the target sees the presence of extraordinary effects such as magic, cloaking technology, and other effects that could be seen through extra visual perception. In addition, this boon grants.
Good. That's what I need. Okay. So for a moment, you see everyone running for the train. As though it was just a ghost image, as though you actually were able to just see what must have been the last moments of these people.
Yeah, you guys suddenly see Derek like dodging out of the way of things.
It's crowd. It's only a moment that you're able to perceive it, but it's as though a crowd of almost a menagerie of different peoples and races pushing through, most of which wealthy, but some people in their, the poor beggarly shifty kind that must have been able to slip through. But whether the vision just fades out or whether every living soul in there just turned to ash, the ghost forms just disappear, and you can see how things are strewn out. They all have this trajectory towards the train.
You're right, Derek. Did you summon that rat in your pants again?
I haven't summoned that creature ever again. That was not a pleasant experience.
Well, you're not looking like a pleasant experience right now. What happened? What's going on with you?
I mean, you know how awesome I am with my awareness of things.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean,
awesome.
I'm
awesome.
the most awesome sauce of all. And I just saw like a past vision of all these people running towards the train, and then they like disappeared, or maybe they disintegrated or got turned to ash, like this amber stuff. I don't know, but they were all running, and if you look, you see all the luggage, see how it's all moving like towards the train, right? You see the angle of all the luggage. It's like they were all running and then they dropped them.
Oh, I don't like that.
What's on Wall-ter's mind?
He's definitely upset he wasn't there to be a wall for them.
Oh,
But
that's beautiful.
He's probably
For the listeners, I'm rubbing his back. That was very nice.
he's probably curious about, with Lucky wanting to follow the power system, and since that runs along the old wall where I came from, I'm interested to see my stopping grounds.
Okay.
'Cause
So
I think
yeah,
it'll
this is, where you had moved to second. This is like your second home. Not quite the origin spot, which is deeper in towards the citadel of the city. But you can, because through some of this, actually through the old open door there, you can see out where this plateau, this like scraped bare section of the city, has these enormous towers, caged and ribbed Tesla towers, and cables that run between one tower and the next, kind of like our power lines, but they're the big cagey kind. So where you and your brother in tower once stood, there are now just these giant iron monoliths holding up what is left of this cabling system. The cabling system looks like it's relatively well intact. Some of these metal towers are bent and warped, but the cable is still contiguous. And, of course, one big arc deviating into this building.
Can we get a quick description as Wall-ter is like... I just think it's really beautiful looking at the dust and then out to... What's he look like?
What does it look like?
While he's staring off.
I think because this is a large room, I'm probably standing at my full height, which, I mean, who knows what that is. But...
Well, hopefully you do.
Can one measure themselves? That's the question. My towering figure, with one side I imagine covered in the amber dust, is on the other side a nice white, is probably one hand over his face, and just shocked that all of these people died. Awesome. And with the other eye that's open, looking out to sea for danger.
Roll perceptions.
The big bull kind of saunters over to him and like gently pats him on the shoulder and says, "I am Ogmuth." And I want to give you a legend point for your.
Yay!
Nice. Yes.
Thank you.
Are we all rolling perception?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Booty boom. You do have the tower guard. What'd you call him? I can't remember.
Squickums.
Squickums.
That's a 6. I see all. No, Wall-ter's like so high up. I just can't see what I imagine everyone else is looking for.
No, you see, because you're up looking out up the upper windows of this enormous train station, right? You're looking out down in the street, and you can see that from up here, it looks ruined. All the stuff that's fallen down on top of things is what you're kind of focused on. The buildings are a little bit more intact lower down, but the tops of things have collapsed inward a lot.
After that description, Eddy's going to take the snuff box and he's going to very, very carefully lower it back down to the ground. I think he's going to leave it there.
That's beautiful.
Perceptions.
Yeah.
I rolled a 32.
Okay.
21.
I rolled a 16. I rolled for Ogmuth, but I don't know if you want Ogmuth to roll.
This is gonna get the vital things, but your awaremancy will not be completely lost. So you hear the wind pick up.
Lucky. For podcast listeners.
Lucky, oh yeah, sorry, yes.
No, you're good.
Lucky hears. Lucky hears the wind.
an attack. Don't use your lucky.
Yeah, I didn't realize why he looked at me that way, and now I realize.
I'm like, he's using lucky. Like,
Look,
I didn't see anything was happening yet.
22 is a pretty good roll. Why do you use lucky for that?
Just throwing it out there. I don't care what happens, lucky. Here's my lucky now.
I'm sorry.
You hear the wind pick up. In here, it's nice and it's nice and sheltered from it, but you hear it beating against some of the old glass rattling, and then you pick up this little bit of this whine coming through those electrical coils, as though some charge was just running down, just inducted down some of these coils. You hear a dynamo.
That's Eddy.
Sorry, yes. But one day we'll get this. Okay. Eddy hears a dynamo. There is the sound of surging and charging power, hums and whines. You hear some metallic pieces that are grating and scraping just a bit. And you hear a very, very distinctive sound of flapping.
Okay.
Energy's powering up. Something just.
Of flapping?
Flapping.
Okay.
Like giant sails, giant sheets just rippling through the air.
Do I know which direction they're coming from?
North. I hope that's relevant, but it's towards the back of the train.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay. The sun's not out right now. Which way's north? Okay. I'm going to hear the noise, and I'm instantly going to become invisible.
Okay.
Just vroom, out.
Gone.
Gone. I'm on high alert.
Where
Someone just
do you want to hide?
behind Wall-ter.
Invisible.
He's a giant tower.
But currently in my tower form, you know,
Yep.
so, yeah.
Okay. Wall-ter stands stoic in his tower form. Grieving loss.
But I would imagine with that, like, there's a I'm gonna. There's the whispers of now. Can I hear the fabric? Is it or the flapping? Is it coming towards us? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It is distinctly getting louder.
So in that hiding, I want to be able to. They obviously saw me go, right? And then so hopefully that is.
I don't
the
think
symbol
Lucky did.
You don't think Lucky did?
I'm looking up and I noticed the energy spike.
Is there?
But Derek would have.
Okay. Be able to. I want to. I don't know. In my stealth, in my quiet, I want to be able to warn them somehow. Or
Well, I was about to. So Derek's like, "Where'd Eddy go?"
Uh-oh. Is there trouble coming?
But you know, because you are aware and can see a thing.
Oh,
that you
and actually,
can't
I guess
see.
I still have True Sight up too, so
Yeah.
that might make it.
Yeah, you'd be able to see me.
Yeah,
You don't even see that he's disappeared, so you don't know.
but
Because he's still there.
yeah. I go to tap.
Invisible.
I go to tap Lucky Luke on the shoulder, but I'm going at my shoulder height, so I just go right over his head. I'm like, so then I tap him on the shoulder. Eddy just vanished.
Oh, that means something's wrong. What's wrong? There was an energy spike just went through the system.
Oh, it's not just a spike; it's building.
It's building up. It's building.
You know, with my professional background, you know, in things history,
You know the lore.
Yeah.
You know the lore. Something with a very large power source must be running along the lines, inducing some kind of a power surge.
And like, would I think that might be like danger sign, or
Yeah, it could be that there is one of the giant dirigibles might have the level of power to actually do this.
Okay.
Some of them didn't have giant wingspans as well that could be sails and propelling them through.
So I'm gonna like kind of grab at the air in front of me, like I'm trying to part it, and I'm gonna say, "Ark, with the middle name of Ear and last name of O, I call you forward." And this bird creature.
oh my word!
I love you, Austin.
For the podcast listeners, Austin is rolling his eyes.
This bird, good old the bull, he kind of vanishes, and you see once again Derek seems to like flicker a little bit as not evaporating. What's the opposite of condensing out of the void? This large humanoid bird creature comes out and says, "I am Arkiro," and and so I point up and I send Arkiro flying up, and I'm going to use seeing to see through Arkiro's eyes.
Okay.
I want to have the legendary hero from another realm start to scope out what might be coming.
Sammy's dying.
And before we get the intel from that, I just need to know what is Lucky Luke doing.
He ain't gonna leave no crystal alone. He's like, Wall-ter, catch quick, and he's gonna try and take a couple.
Okay. So you can start pocketing the crystals, and as you throw them in your bag, you see them clink. There are some sparks of light that shoot out from them as they're jostled around in there.
Okay.
So the energy is not entirely gone.
Excellent.
And then Arc Ear O. As you go to the top of the building through the amber dust covered glass, you could even push out if you wanted. There is a large dragoness form that is approaching over the northern horizon. But there is a whir and a tick and an electrical charge radiating along the coils that it is flying over, swooping over those giant Tesla coils that arc around through the building.
So it's flying on its own. It's not attached to the
It's flying on
cables.
its own.
Okay.
as it comes, you can see that it is glinted over with not just the shining red draconic scales, but also with metal, as gold, silver, copper, brass, and little glints of color. There's flashes of blue, flashes of green, flashes of amber coming from it, and it's getting pretty big in the window.
Hey, Luke, you want the lucky news or the unlucky news?
Yes.
Well, lucky, I think we found a really good power source.
Good.
Unlucky, it's a giant mechanical dragon that's flying right at us.
Adam. All right. Cool. That's cool. This is the end of part 1 of the Secrets of Ambara. Thank you for listening. This has been another fantastical episode of the AV Epochs podcast, an Avenue Studios production. Do give us a review on your podcast app of choice to help spread the word. You can further support us and become a part of the ever-growing forest known as Avenue Studios by joining our Patreon or Locals community. Doing so will not only help us to continue creating high-quality content, but you will also gain access to bonus content and our private Discord, where you can chat with us, play games, watch movies, and so much more. Don't forget to check our podcast description for the music and ambience that we use, and thank you so very much for joining the adventure, and we will see you next time.